Cheap and easy is what we're all about today. Today I'm going to teach you how to make salt dough beads. Now we're going to also take some of the air dry clay and we're going to make some beads, and you will see where we're going with that. Stay tuned. For the best creative DIY and fashion content, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every Tuesday. I have a Facebook group that is dedicated to DIY crafts and fashion that you are able to join. Now it's your turn. Super easy and cheap DIY salt dough beads, or how to make your own beads that are uniquely you. Today we are going to make a variety of DIY homemade natural beads from our salt dough recipe. I have also included some beads from our clay recipe from last week. I have made this easy DIY salt dough recipe with the ingredients. I will teach you how to dry your salt dough beads along with how to bake your salt dough beads. Now this project is not the same as the DIY clay bead. Now we're just going to need this. So if you're going to make ornaments, I would leave it so that it's soft, and I'm talking about cutout ornaments. So this is how hard I'm making mine. Comment down below if you have tried making salt dough. Now when I'm making my beads, I actually used a weight so that I can weigh the amount of dough so that I can get my beads the exact same size. And if you don't have that, I'll show you a trick that you can use. The other alternative is, if you don't have a weigh scale, then take a measuring spoon, and remember the measuring spoon has multiple sizes. Now remember, if you go to the smaller ones, you need a bigger hole, or you have to unravel your twine so that you're able to get it through the size hole that would make it look still like a nice bead. So I'm using the bigger size. You're going to take it out. I do it on both sides and then put it together. So the other way you can make salt dough is a half a cup of flour, a quarter cup of salt, blend the two together, quarter cup of water, and this is a nice salt dough. So I want to show you the difference between the two recipes. This recipe is really hard, and this one is nice and soft. But the thing is, if you're going to make the salt dough beads, you actually need it to be a little bit stiffer. So I'm going to just show you the difference between the two. And don't forget to put these in a bag to keep them moist. So this one here, it's harder to work with, but what I do is I wet my hand and I knead my dough around, and then once I see that all the cracks are out, then I start to roll it. If there are any other cracks, roll it on that side, because rolling it where the crack is will help it come out. And remember, if you roll like this, you're gonna get an oval, and there you go. You have a nice ball. That's one. This is the nice one, the one that most people would probably opt to work with. You're going to put your holes. I use a small shish kebab stick and I start off. Then I go in with this big one. This is a dowel. These are both from the dollar store. I don't know if Dollar Tree has them. And you see how I took that off? You shouldn't do that. I don't know why I did it. Because you want to push that back in, and then it will come out on the other side. And there's your hole. Your surface isn't flat, it's a through hole. And then I'm going to leave it. Now for this one here, you see the minute you put it down, it went flat. So if when you put it down, it went flat, that means the same thing's gonna happen. You go to put your hole in it. So you do your hole the exact same way, put it through. And again, I use mine with shish kebab stick. Once that piece comes out, I push it back on this side so that I get that nice shape. Okay, now the problem with it being soft is that when you put it on here, you just pull on it. That weight is going to pull it down. You're not going to have the round bead that you want. So this one here See, it doesn't move at all because it's a stiffer dough. This is good for if you want to make ornaments that you can put on the tree. Okay, here are two of the beads that I made. Now these beads are made out of the clay material, not the salt dough. And what I did was I air dried it. I made the holes a little bit smaller. Now with this one here, we use two different types of clay just so that we can get a marble effect and to see what it would look like. And this one I was attempting, but I mixed it in too much. They take a little bit longer to dry, but they're, you see I'm pressing down. I don't want to press too hard because I don't want it to crack, but they're almost dried. This has been two days, I think, 2 or 3 days. Here they are in the oven. I have them on at 200 for 2 hours. These ones already actually look like white beads, right? Now these ones here are the ones that are out of the paper clay, and they did not get hard actually. They got softer, which is interesting. So they probably baked. These look beautiful. I think they look gorgeous. So let's take them off. If you want to sand them down, I just use sandpaper and I sand. I know I did it outside and I sand it down. Okay, and that's just for if you have this one here had little bits and nicks on it, you can just sand it down and you'll notice it will come right off. Because this is exceedingly hard. Even you see that little hole, it's gone. Look at this one here. Can you see that? And it's gone. So if you want them to be that perfect, you can sand it down a little. But yeah, there you go. These are excellent. I think they're really cool and they're easy to make. You can do whatever size you want. These ones here I waited because it's like if they even went harder. So I'm gonna let it cool down again and see how hard it gets and if it's gonna be harder than before. I also wanted to show you just some different techniques that I attempted to do. I just made different shapes of the beads instead of round, and then put different mediums inside of it to give it a different look, different shapes. And then I also wanted to do one where it had some cracks and just see what it looks like. Next week when you come back, I will show you what I'm doing with these for the Christmas garland. Now that you know how to make salt dough and salt dough beads, I have created a 5-page guide on designing platforms that will help you take your creative juices out of your head and put it on something that is digital. Now also, if you want to join a community of creative minds just like yourself, someplace where you can post your DIY, fashion, and creative designs, I will be launching my private Facebook group in the coming weeks. Be sure to check it out. I will let you know when it's up and running. Check out these videos on how to make an air dry clay on a gas stove. Also, how to make chalk paint. And don't forget about my upcoming video, how to make a wooden garland bead dupe. Now, if you like the video, thumbs up it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this content with your family and friends.